What's going on? Welcome to another episode of the Impel Forward podcast. I hope I ain't too loud, but anyway, got my boy KP and my man Larry, the modified gentleman. KP is also known as Pierre. What's going on? What's going on? We got a lot to talk about today.
Hey, it's been a lot going on.
Yeah,
it's been a lot going on.
Yeah,
can't keep up.
Yeah, it's a lot in the news, but we're gonna start off with this Bitcoin.
Now, you want to start off
look. Larry, I think both of y'all. Matter of fact, Larry don't have no Bitcoin. You don't have no Bitcoin, right?
No, I used to. I let it go. Yeah.
What about you, KP?
I told you I got a little just not to be enough.
Not to be enough. Not to be enough. It ain't ever too late. So Bitcoin reached its all-time high of over 120. I think it got up to 123. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it dropped. But I'm gonna play this clip right here. I think I sent it to y'all of a man from Investopedia telling why it went up. But I have another clip that's showing why it went down as of today. Here we go right here. Let me see if I can find. Here it go. Let me see if I can turn the volume up. Hold on. Is it sharing?
No, I don't see nothing yet.
I can't see it. Hold on. Let me go back to it.
You changed up our format of our screens.
And we're good. You are good. Hold on. Let me see. Let me find it.
The slender screens and not the.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
You like the old format? You like the old format?
I don't know to not know.
Yeah. So here we go. Let me find this clip again. Now, Larry, tell me before we go back to the clip. Why? What's your take on Bitcoin? Why haven't?
Oh man. Okay.
Why did you sell it and not get back into it?
I guess not really just Bitcoin in general, but just as far as crypto taking off by itself. And I mean, of course, Bitcoin is one of the most popular cryptos. Has been for a minute, for a long time. But I think what gets a lot of people, and what got me at first, is the fact that it took off so fast, became so popular, but you don't really see too many like real world applications of it.
Right.
And I mean, it's starting to happen. So there's starting to be a lot of industries that are involved in Bitcoin. Most of the ones I've seen have been like contract based, like athletes now are starting to get part of their sign-in bonuses or whatever type of payments they can get them. They can opt in to get them in Bitcoin. You know, I'm starting to see a lot of that too, and just things that's like, hey, there's a significant amount of money that's being going in. You can opt in to get that either cash or Bitcoin settlement, or it's like a stock option type of thing, you know? So I'm starting to see a lot of that across industries. So my thing personally is like, where does it get into? Well, it probably won't get into like a general public use because it's so high. And right now, the majority of people just investing in fractions, like fractional shares, which is good. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think it just, I don't know, it seems so far out of reach for a lot of people. And even though it's still rising, it's still an investment, you know. But when you think about it, it's like, how much can the common person put into it? They're going to put 500, they're going to put 5,000. Like, there's a lot of other, true, what they can afford. But there are also lots of stocks that are around that are good at a much lower price range, like your S&Ps and ETFs and Vanguards and things like that. Now, I'm not a financial guru. This is no financial advice. I'm just saying it's just different perspectives, you know? I think that's what it is.
Now, to your point, that point right there, my boy, Mr. Pierre, he wants the fast money.
Everybody wants fast money.
He don't want no S&P. He don't want no VOO. He wants to. He wants to make a lick.
I want to invest $5 and make 1.5 million.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm with you on that, bro. I want that.
Before we get to KP, I got this clip right here. Let me see. Let me make sure I got this thing right.
Yes, sir.
Highs, surging past $122,000 per coin, the price nearly doubling in just the past year. And why is this happening, especially right now? Well, there's a few reasons. Cryptocurrency investors love political and economic chaos, and we have plenty of that going on right now with the announcement of new tariffs last week. Probably going to see more announcements of new tariffs this week. And when you see asset classes like the dollar, U.S. Treasuries, even stocks here at the stock market experiencing volatility, some investors flock to Bitcoin because it's the biggest cryptocurrency and it's not backed by any of these assets. It's not correlated to any of these assets. And that's one big reason. Another reason is this is the week the White House is calling Crypto Week. Probably going to see the passage of several new laws and regulations and acts that regulate cryptocurrency, put it under the government's control, which is antithetical to Bitcoin, but also push it deeper into our financial system. The first will be the passage of the Genius Act. This regulates stablecoins. Those are cryptocurrencies that are pegged to the US dollar. We already know that banks are going to be printing their own. Private companies have been doing it for a while. The government loves stablecoins. We're also going to see the passage probably of the Digital Asset Market Clarity Act. So clever, the naming in Washington. This creates new rules for the regulation of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies and puts it under the control of the CFTC, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission. Previously, they had wanted nothing to do with cryptocurrencies, but not under this administration. Finally, we're going to see the Anti-CBDC Surveillance State Act. This forbids the Federal Reserve from printing its own digital currency. So all of these actions and all of these acts are going to make cryptocurrency, and especially Bitcoin, the biggest of them all, more prevalent in our financial system. And that's why you see the price surging to new record highs. If you hadn't noticed, Bitcoin prices.
Yeah. So what y'all think about? What you think about that, KP?
I like that better.
There you go.
You're talking about the format, the screen. I like that better.
Yeah. So what you think about what he said?
I mean, this is it's because it's so new in terms of having something that's going to back it. Because I think for me, while I didn't invest a whole lot into it early on in the years, and when I was looking at it, I knew that it wasn't regulated, and I knew that it wasn't backed by anything, and so. I think the resurgence in the pricing is, number one, Trump's been talking about it. That helps, along with regulation being passed, along with major banks. I think one of these banks is about to make it some form of their currency. And then you have all these tech bros that are essentially the Elon Musk, JD Vance, all the people that are within the administration now, they're big on these things. And because they can see it as a way to, number one, make yourself an instant millionaire if you're not already one, or to grow your portfolio exponentially. Now, I say that this way. Someone buying a stock today, of course, if to get one share, you'd have to spend whatever the going price is, 117,000, whatever. It would have to grow past 200,000 for you to even double your money, right?
It's going. It's getting there. It's gonna go.
So here's my optimistic. Here is where I'm optimistic in that. I remember when the price was between 17,000 and 23,000. Yeah. And I remember them saying it will get to 100,000. And I looked at them as like, hey, there is no way. And this was years ago. I said, there's no way. The highest I seen it get was like 45,000. And I thought it had peaked. And now it's above 100. So I stand corrected in how I viewed it. But still, to the point that Larry's making, you can only buy fractions of it, because who can afford to buy one share of it? And I've been on the other side of trading cryptocurrency. So if you had $5,000 to invest in it, you would get fractions of the share. And if you buy it at 117,000, you would need it to go to almost 234,000 for you to even double your initial investment. Now, will it get past 200 to double that 5,000 that you invested? I was wrong that it would get to 100. Right. So now it's at 100, but you ask yourself, that was years ago. So it took maybe 7 years ago I saw that. And so it took 7 years to double your money. That's why I haven't got into it now. I'm like, all right, let me just dump more money into it. Here's where you can make, here's what's not talked about. No one's talking about this part of it. I traded Bitcoin and other coins against each other, the dollar against the euro or the Japan again. So I was doing that type of foreign exchange type of trading. And I would build my portfolio up, and then I would go into the crypto market. And the thing about crypto, about any of the crypto, is very volatile. It can go up and it can go down in a matter of seconds and minutes. Here's the deal. In order to trade crypto, you got to have enough money in your account. You may need to have about 5,000. Now you probably need to have about 10,000 before you can even place a bid. So here's where you can really make the money. This is where the millionaires can be born out of a $10,000 investment. If you got $10,000 in a trading account and you look to trade crypto in between the zones. So if it's at 117, you may go in there tomorrow and say, you know what, I'm gonna buy it at this point right here at 117. I'm gonna set my stop loss at let's say it draws down to 115, but I'm gonna put my take profit maybe at 120. The difference in between it going from 117 to 120 with your 10,000, 5,000 probably gonna net you about 70, 80,000, just like that. That's how much it will be trading in the zones. And I know people listening to this when we play this back, those are not concrete numbers. I'm just giving an estimate or how much you can make some money. Consequently, the other side to it, which happened to me because I got greedy, I would go in there after building a big portfolio, and I would go in there and I would guess wrong every time, and the stock would tank. Yeah. And if it dropped from 117 and it got closer to your stop loss, let's say you stood at 115, your 10 grand is gone. Yeah. Out of there. Before you even get to the stop loss, you done stopped out of that trade. That trade is done. It's gone.
You blew your account.
See, you're talking about trading, and that's where a lot of people do not only in crypto, but also stocks also. Many different ways to make money in stocks and crypto.
Right.
For the most part, most people are not going to trade because that's a whole nother different. That's a whole
nother
level.
It's more complex, but for the sake of turning thousandaires into 100,000, you can do it with crypto, XRP, all those things. You can do it with those accounts, but they're very volatile.
Right.
And they can go up and they can go down. And if you just so happen to guess right, if somebody was trading in between the zones, which I know plenty of people probably was, when it was at 103 and then it shot up to 117, then 122, if people was in that trade and they had a substantial amount of money in there, some people made $1 million just on that media, on that rise. Mm-hmm. And that's who's making the money. Right. No one of us know anybody who bought crypto in 2013 or even 2017 is saying, "Hey, man, I just quit my job. I made $7 million off of crypto." None of us know these people because it's hard to make that kind of money.
I do know one person. He's still working though, but he's been in it. He the one that got me in it. He's been in it a good minute, and he probably can quit his job. Okay. I don't know, but he's been in it for a good minute, and he's been putting a lot into it.
Yeah, if he's been putting into it.
Back to what you said something about it took 7 years for it to get to where it's at now.
Well, no, 7 years ago is when it was introduced to me.
Oh, to you, okay.
Around 7 years ago, and it was trading somewhere about 50,000 at the time.
I thought you was kind of referencing of how long it took to get to where it's at. Like nobody wants to wait that long. Was you saying?
Here's the deal. Here's the deal. Last year sometime in January. So go back about 15 months. It was trading at 23,000. Mm-hmm. So the portfolio that I had, I lost. Now again, you only lose money when you sell the stock. Right. So what I had invested in it was almost wiped out. Because I bought it at 57,000. That's when I got in it. And that was 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. I got in it and it was at 57,000. When I look at my portfolio, it was 57,000. And so when I saw that, in the last, like I said, last year, maybe in 2023 or 2024, it was at like trading at like almost went to below 20,000. If you go back and look at it.
Yeah, it did.
Right.
Yeah.
And investors will tell you that is the time to buy. That's a fire sale is what they call it. So that is when stocks are down, when the market is down, that's when you be bullish. That's when you go in and buy it because it's on sale.
When you see the red.
I didn't do it because I was like, it's gonna go, it's going down.
They got burned.
Right. Yeah. So again, I've been guessing so wrong on on Bitcoin that I'm scared because every time I guess wrong every time.
So don't guess. Why don't you just dollar cost average in? Just have something going in there once a month, once a week. Why don't you do it like that?
If I did anything today, which I did open a new account today, if I did anything, I'm gonna go back to what I was doing, and that was trading in between the zones.
See, that's what got you in trouble.
It did, but I'm smarter now.
Okay.
I'm smarter now. And so, but you're gonna have to have a well-funded account to do the trading that I'm talking about. You're gonna have to have a well-funded account. Probably right now at the price, you probably gonna have no less than 10 grand in that account before you can even place a trade in certain platforms, because you have to have enough money for your stop for it to draw down. Because when it's drawing down and taking their money away, a lot of people panic and then they sell. Well, when you sell, you lose. A lot of times it can draw down and get almost to your stop loss, and some news will happen and it'll shoot back up. So you didn't lose. You end up winning because you did not sell. You only lose in stocks or trading when you sell it.
Hey,
you do lose, but not necessarily. If you put, of course, like you said, not now at it with it being 117,000. Most people can't put that much in. But if you can put something in and it goes up a good amount and take profit and let the rest sit and ride, you don't lose that way.
I mean, in order for it to be substantial. So let's think about the timeline. Last year, maybe 15 months ago, it was right 20. Like I said, at that low price point. This just so happened as Trump, it started moving. I think the timeline started moving like October, November of last year, right before the election. Then after the election, it kind of made a move. All of this has happened within a year, from it going from 35,000, 40-some thousand, or 45,000, all the way up to 80 and 90. But still, if you had $5,000 in there, it's still gonna. If you bought it like I bought it at 57, when it's at 57. It would need to be at 114 for me to even double my money. And I got that 7 years ago? Well, I wouldn't say 7, 4, maybe close to 5 years ago when I made that initial investment.
So you're saying right now today you would have doubled your money?
I would have. Yeah, my money now is doubled.
Yeah, your money is now doubled. So
yeah, my money is doubled now. Okay. It's doubled if I sell.
Right.
Because remember, it can go back down to 80.
Well, that's why I always say, I hear other people say, take profit, whatever you put in there, take that, or take what you.
Yeah, I have the, and it's in there. I looked at it today. It's unrealized gains, and that's what they were trying to catch people on, unrealized gains. So it shows my unrealized gains from my initial investment, and so my money has doubled.
Right.
Yeah.
But look how long it has taken.
Well, you keep saying, look how long it's taken.
That's the nature of the beast.
Look, but people work on jobs all their life, right? And they put into their 401k for retirement, and look how long they take to build that up. And
but it does. You're right, but that's definitely a good way of looking at it. And like I said, there's two different types of ways of investing in this. You can invest like what we're saying, buying it and sit on it and hold it at a price point, and then just systematically feed it every time or every month. Or you could do what I was doing, and where I lost a lot of money, is trading it during day trading it. Because you can day trade. So the millionaires today are being the millionaires, and the people that's jumping out of the buildings are the ones that's trading it during the day.
Right.
He trade.
That's it. So you got remember when it draws down, somebody's losing.
Yeah.
And somebody's winning. When it goes up, somebody's losing and somebody's winning. It's winners and losers. And you just want to be on the winning side of it percentage-wise, then you lose percentage-wise. And the reason why I'm gun shy about it, I've lost so much doing it that I'm gun shy. I just stay away from it. Because I got bitten with it because when a friend of mine showed me how to trade it years ago and how to get in there and get out, I think the first time I traded it, I think because when I was making trades, I was winning $40 here, $200 here, maybe $150. I think when the first time I traded Bitcoin and it made a move, I think I made like $700-800 in that one setting. In that minute or 2 minute of time, right? And I was like, oh, this is it. And so I decided to be greedy and said, well, if I made $700 that quick, then maybe if I do,
they get you, man. That's how they. And
I never recovered.
Yeah. Now, one thing people can do. I got to say this because I'm not an expert. I'm still learning. I still look at a lot of people. I have people that I talk to, but I just whatever I know or learn or still learn, I like to pass it on.
Correct.
Like you can have different. You can have a couple of different portfolios. You know, some for long term, one for trading,
right,
or one for just
whatever.
One for dividends. It's a lot of ways to make money in the stock market, but people got to have a strategy. That's basically it.
That's number one.
And keep learning. Don't stop learning.
And your strategy has to be void of emotion. I had to learn the hard way that you have to be an emotionless trader. You cannot trade on emotions. You cannot trade on vibes. You have to trade on data. And that's the problem. Once you win a couple of trades, you get emotional and you start to think that you're smarter than the machine. And that's when the machine shows you who it really is.
Every time.
And so I fall into, that's my human experience. And so I bring that to the table so others that are listening to this can see where I lost and where I learned. And what I learned is what I'm telling today, is that you need to trade void of emotion. Yeah. And with a proven strategy.
Trading, I don't do no trading. For that reason, I don't even want to learn how to do it. I don't even want to take the time. But hey,
don't bet against the house.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Larry said you just stick with the S&Ps. That's it, right?
Yeah, for long terms. Yeah.
Long term, right.
Yeah.
I got a few long terms also.
Yeah, so that's so aggravating to me.
Yeah, see, Larry, that's how he lost all his money. Right there,
man. Learn from me. Yeah,
hey, you got to grow slow. Grow slow, or slow, or get in early. So that's another thing. I was about to go to this clip. That's another thing. I think a lot of times, I guess, to what Larry is saying or was saying, like being skeptical about it. When I started seeing these big companies diving into it, and then it started going on the stock market, and just so I kept looking at it, man. I was like, I always tell people, do what you can do on your level. That's what I always say.
Yeah.
Do what they do on your level.
Right. Exactly.
And that's why I think everybody should be into this crypto space. I don't care what the price is. Hey, get them fractions. I'm gonna keep saying it.
Well, that's all you're gonna get in crypto.
Yeah, that's all you're gonna get. Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest, man. For me personally, I want to see like some real world application. You know what I'm saying? Like the majority of it, not just the 1% buying Bitcoins and making the price rise and drop. You know what I'm saying? I want to see some real world stuff.
But like see, you might keep waiting and it's too late.
Bro, it's already too late. I ain't about to get in there. I'm good. So good. But see, okay, look at it this way. Look what happened to NFTs. Like, well,
that was that. NFTs.
Yeah, exactly. It was trendy, came and gone. People were spending millions of dollars on a little avatar.
But this ain't trendy right here, though.
It's not. And I think the reason why is because there's so much investment and so much global talk into it. It's the only thing right now besides, any other type of meme coins or art pieces that's really like super popular, you know. But I mean, I don't know. I just and they even got Bitcoin ATM machines. You know what I'm saying? Like you can go and buy Bitcoin from an ATM machine. Yeah. But you're not about to go spend no Bitcoin at the grocery store, man.
Hey, look,
you know
not yet.
It will be. I think in some places. I think it is some places around.
You didn't hear that guy talking about. You didn't hear that guy talking about the new laws that are being passed. And you got to know, Trump just sold his. He just launched his second, meme coin, and you can make money during this administration if you follow the signs and watch what they're doing. It's put out there for him and his sycophants and his people to make money, but we could listen. We could be as in that old book, The Spook That Sat by the Door, right?
Yeah.
The whole meaning of the spook that sat by the door is because you're a housekeeper, because you are maid, a butler, they're discussing worldviews and they forgot that you even in the room. So you take that bit of information and you do it like you said, Leon, do it at your level. You can make some money because he's going to deregulate as much as he can, and there's going to be ways for you to slip in there and make money on top of this foolery that he's got going on. So you can be upset about what's going on, rightfully so, but you can pay attention because they have to open the gates for their people to go in so that you can. But you need to be right behind them, saying, "Hey, I'm with them."
Yeah, you're right though. Right.
That's good. Now, what you just said about the laws, I'm gonna share this clip real quick. This is why it dropped.
Investors getting out.
No, it ain't that.
Well, when the stock does what it does, when it goes up like that, that's investors coming in. That's the banks coming in. That's new investors. And when it drops, is when people cashing out.
Well,
that's typically the science behind. That's not foolproof, but that's typically that.
Here it go.
But it's
the drop comes on the heels of multiple crypto-related bills failing to overcome a procedural hurdle in the House, with 13 Republicans voting with Democrats to block the motion in a 196 to 223 vote.
Okay, stop right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's by design. So remember I told y'all, watch what Trump and what his people are doing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It dropped on purpose. They voted that way on purpose so that the stock can redraw itself back, draw back down.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They're going to pass those. They're going to pass that letter. They just did a dry run. And that dry run affected the price of the crypto. So that allowed it to drop. Remember what I talked about when it dropped, what that means? What do investors call that? A fire sale.
Mm-hmm.
Get in. If they can drop it back down to 103, they would. I doubt they can go back down that far, but I've been wrong before. But one thing that I am right about is that vote was a procedural vote, and that's not the end of the vote. They're going to get them involved. They're going to get the majority in the House, the caucus with these people, and they're going to get that. They're going to get it passed. And when it passed, it's going to go right back up.
It's going to go up, Larry.
Right now that got the money, they're buying it now at 117.
Yeah.
Because they know it's going to go back up. Because they just did a procedure vote and it affected the price. If they could do one more procedure vote and bring it back down, they'll do that too. Because they know once it passed, it's going to shoot right back up.
It says stocks linked to crypto also came under pressure in late afternoon trading. Shares of Bitcoin miners, Riot platforms, and Mara Holding. Well, I had Mara a couple years ago. I sold it. Mara Holdings closed down at 3.3% and 2.3% respectively. Others like crypto trading platforms, Coinbase, slid to 1.5%. All were under pressure in extended trading.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Man, one thing that I'm just very cautious about with the whole thing is because, I mean, we've seen the market manipulation like in real time in a lot of aspects. Like with Robinhood a couple of years ago, when they was fucking up GameStop and they was shooting it through the roof, and Robinhood was like, put a plug. They shut it down. They blocked trading.
You know why?
Yeah.
Because the peasants the peasants wasn't supposed to catch corn.
Exactly. Because they shorted the big time investors in the market. They shorted the stock, and so of course, like the common investor was like, "Nah, let's we're gonna invest in it."
We reverse it. So they lost a lot of money. Because what people got together and did, and a whole bunch of people that are not the common investors made a lot of money, and they shut it down. They were like,
I hate that y'all remind me of this because you know, I'm a gamer, right? I had a PlayStation for I don't know how many years, right?
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
And I was looking at GameStop before this even happened. I was like, man, should I buy some of this? But I kept reading up on it. People said it ain't worth buying and this and that, just reading different things about GameStop.
Yeah.
Man, when that thing happened, man, I was so mad.
I know you were.
I was so mad.
You probably wouldn't be talking to us right now.
Good anyway. The company's not good.
Right. That's what I was reading. The company wasn't good. I was like, man,
the company itself was a bad investment. But it was a
bad investment.
That so many people got on the same page.
Right.
And that so many people got on the same page because the investors thought they were going to short that sale.
Mm-hmm.
And the public got wind of it and reversed it the other way, and they lost billions, millions.
Yeah, billions, bro. Billions.
Right. And remember when I said, when someone is losing, somebody's winning. So the public won, the investors who's been shorting these sales, been controlling the market, lost.
Yeah.
And that can't happen.
No, that cannot happen.
The man with the top hat on the monopoly board has to always win.
Yeah.
He'll let you buy a property here and there, but he owns the land.
Yeah. Facts.
And if it ever gets reversed where the top hat is looking eye to eye with the shoe, something went wrong.
Yeah. I think, man, from my perspective, be a safe trader. You know what I'm saying? Like, trade or invest in what you can afford to lose. But like you were saying, KP, take the emotions out of it. You got to look at it like this. As soon as you put that money in there, detach yourself from that money.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Pretend it's gone already because you don't want to touch it because it's invested. You know?
Right.
Well, I mean, the thing is, what a lot of people say, like if you had like $10 million sitting in specific accounts with high yield savings or whatever like that, you can live off the interest, but you can't touch the 10 million.
Correct.
Don't touch the 10 million. But that's where a lot of traders, man, hey, they want that quick money. And I got it, the fear of missing out, man. That FOMO.
FOMO is serious, man.
One more last thing before we move on.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of people, they have money maybe sitting around or spending on a lot of things they really don't need. That's another way to look at it. Just put it somewhere and make it grow. I don't care if it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 50, whatever. Put it somewhere and make it grow because we throwing it away.
With the strategy that you talk about, Leon, that you believe in, it's a win. It's slow money, but it's for show money.
Right.
Yeah. That's the Warren Buffett way.
But right, the slow money is for show money, and your strategy is correct. The problem is, like you said about me, I want to make that fast money.
Yeah, need that bag, baby. Give me that bag.
So I'm gonna need somebody to put some anointing all on me and get that spirit off of me.
Get the roots off of you.
Because I want to make it. I don't have time to be playing around with it, man.
Yeah, we don't. None of us do.
Trying to retire by next Tuesday.
See, Larry's on board. See, now Larry, now your stuff is starting to come out.
Yeah,
you feel me?
Look, I'll tell y'all something offline.
I'm just saying that I'm not looking to become. I mean, if I had the stock and it was the right way, I'm not saying that I would tell y'all that I made millions off of it because I wouldn't tell nobody. But there will be signs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I'm getting good. Getting good ramen noodles.
Let's move on. Let's move on to this Essence Festival.
Oh my!
There's been a lot of talk about the Essence Festival. Man. Not only the drop in attendance, but celebrities complaining about certain things.
Quality
going on, the sound and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But let me share this clip right here. Well, it's not a clip. It's an article talking about this Essence Festival. Yeah, I can see the screen. Say New Orleans Essence Festival saw a drop in attendance over 4th of July weekend, with the hotel occupancy at 86% down from 91% last year. Is that a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah. This decline is linked to 2 million cut. I thought that thing was a 52 to a 2 million cut in state funding, prompting concerns from local officials about the festival's future. Despite the challenges faced during the opening night, attendees expressed enthusiasm for the event. To maintain its cultural significance and economic impact, festival organizers may need to resolve funding issues and improve organizations to future events. Now, was this because of I've been hearing things about the DEI thing too. Does that have anything to do with it? Said
not specifically.
They want to get some fundings.
It's predominantly a black event, you know.
But I heard that.
However, they were saying like certain companies that usually sponsor and donate to them, they were cutting back. Like I heard
that's a big key. They were about 2 million short. They gave an estimate number from what Larry's saying. There were a lot of companies that would normally be sponsors. So I think it's a common. I think it's a perfect storm. I think that that definitely had a lot to do with it. I've seen articles written up about what you just said, Larry, that they weren't able to draw the investors simply because they were running away from DEI things, which is code word black. So the sponsors that they would have normally got, they didn't get, and which is crazy. Put them in the trick bag to have to take Target up on their offer.
What'd you say?
Which put them in the trick bag. They had to take Target up on their offer, man, because it's a big production to do those three days of festivity. So, I don't know which way I come down on this. Business wise, I understand. Political wise, I don't, and culture wise, I don't agree. Culture wise, I say F them.
Well, you say you don't agree with what? Them taking money from Target?
I don't agree with them having to take money from Target, and I don't agree with them having to rely on sponsorships like the Cokes and the Walmarts. And then I'm just throwing those names out there. I don't know which ones of them didn't come to the table. Procter and Gamble, maybe a lot of those didn't come to the table.
I know Ford and Delta didn't. I know those.
Ford and Delta, and before, and let me tell you something about the convention center. Ford they own that convention center. You could not go into the convention center because normally people are there on Fridays and Saturdays during the day. You couldn't go in that convention center without seeing all kind of Ford vehicles on the floor. There are banners everywhere. So that if that was one of the sponsors that didn't then that was big. Because Ford is normally dominate the convention center with their presence. So if they wasn't there, that was big. So I can see that, but I say that the Essence Fest is one of the biggest and only Black-owned ran thing that's about the culture, all about our culture. Yeah. And if we have to, this is where I say I don't agree with it culture-wise. I think if we got to take a step back so that we can move 2 steps forward, meaning that, okay, you don't want to give us your money, we don't need it. We have enough within the Black community that we can pull together. You got the Robert Smiths, you got and start petitioning some of these people to cover to be the stopgap in between what these corporate sponsors would normally come to the table with. And if that means downsizing it so that we can upsize it, then that's what it should be. But at least we're doing it together.
If we can downsize it and gain more control of it, yeah.
Until we can get the money where it needs to be with our people being the sponsors, then we can grow it back up exponentially. Because in business, sometimes you got to slow down to speed up. And every business has to do it. And so what would make this business model any different, right? It's not exempt from it. And this would be winging our stuff off the tip. And I would say that if they want to come in and be a sponsor, fine. But if they're a sponsor this year and don't want to be one next year because of the president and who's in the office and who they're scared of, then guess what? You can't never come back in here, and we're going to boycott your businesses. That's the way I think that we should kind of move. And I think that will move the needle much further than us showing up hand and mouth to forward, like, hey, you think you could? No, man, F that. Stop begging these people for their money.
Yeah. Put them on a 5 or 10 year suspension.
There you go. We could all use. I mean, none of you. We could all use to not drop a Ford for at least 18 months. Just don't buy one.
Yeah, because this administration has put a lot of pressure on a lot of corporations to cut their DEI programs, and that definitely is trickling downhill. Now you're starting to see where certain things within our community is starting to be indirectly impacted, where you have issues like this.
Correct. Where they were used to having certain amount of sponsors. Yeah, and it's unfortunate that DEI has been transcribed as Black. That's not what it is. Right. Of course. But the Republicans are very good at hijacking messaging and getting and flipping that messaging. We watched it with Black Lives Matter. Now it's All Lives Matter, right? Yeah. Or we watch it with woke been around since the 70s. Meaning, hey man, you woke to what's going on? Yes, I am. I see. Then they took it and be like, oh, all this woke shit's got to go. And they hijacked it, from the DEI to even critical race theory. Critical race theory wasn't even in their mouth 4 years ago.
Nope.
And critical race theory doesn't even mean what they have hijacked it to mean. But they're so good at hijacking the messaging and sullying it to that even when Black folks hear it, they'd be like, well, man, I don't want my kid learning about CRT. You don't? Right. First of all, if your kid is learning about CRT, congratulations, you got a kid in law school. That's where they teach it. It's not taught in high school. It's not taught. You have to go to post-grad school to learn CRT. Right? Yeah. And when you really learn it, it takes the impetus off of the race, meaning that if you say, well, white people are responsible for racism, it takes it from the person and put it on institutions. It says that the institution of the justice form is racist or has implicit bias. So it teaches you that and not a person. That's what CRT is. That's what, Kimberly Crenshaw and Derek Bell, they were the ones who came up with it. So, but that's really what the definition of it is, but it's been hijacked. And I didn't mean to go on a tangent on this, but I'm just going through the chronology of how different things that have happened. They hijack it, turn it around, and then now everybody hates it. Even our own people, as Malcolm said, who taught you to hate you? Learn you, and you wouldn't hate you.
Yeah, it's trickling down, man. Yeah.
And what you said about Target, the guy, Rich Dennis, I heard him talking. Sundial Tech Group, I guess he owns and invests in a whole lot of different companies. Yeah. He said they already had a contract with Target, so that's why they, it's more about business, and they had to go along and go ahead and take, keep Target.
Do they?
That's what he.
Did they?
That's what he said.
Hey,
they had a contract before.
Can't break the contract.
He says
they're allowed to break contracts, but we can't.
Look, he said it was a $2 billion contract, and he said He said that they never stopped with the DI thing. Target. He said they never didn't. He said
they never implemented. Remember, they pledged. The reason why they came under scrutiny is because, let's just throw an arbitrary number out there. They pledged $500 million for programs during the George Floyd, right? And they never dispersed the money, and they never implement. I think they only implement a certain percentage of it in terms of if we say 500 million, they might have done 40 million. I'm using this number, it's not accurate, but that's if it gives the audience a sense of that's how they came under fire. And then once Trump got in office, and then they got scared, and they was like, well, we're just going to roll back our DEI. So the initial pledge to invest certain millions in the community, into these programs, they pulled it back. They never did it. And that's how they came.
Now he said from what he saw, that they was continuing on doing what they said they was going to do as far as funding and scholarships for the HBCUs. That's what he said.
Again, it's such a mixed message because they had Black products and they kept them on the shelves.
Right. Yeah, but Target came out with a statement that they were rolling back their DEI program.
Yeah, and that's what got them on the radar.
Yeah,
it's like Larry said. So
they said they were going to continue selling the Black products that they had already in stock. They even moved them to their own section in the store, but they were not going to renew contracts with with Black Brands, and
Yeah.
that gave him another hit.
I'm just going by what that man. I seen him say it out of his mouth. He said they were still. And matter of fact, he was on the Breakfast Club, and Charlamagne said what they do just didn't label it DEI because they were scared of Trump. That way he asked him. He didn't go into it.
Yeah, it's true.
I saw clips. I saw that interview, a little bit of it. I do like the way that guy, as a leader, he took responsibility for the debacle. He took ownership for Lauryn Hill being late, because she's notorious for being late.
That's crazy.
So he took it off of her. He took it off of the sound company that they use. That the equipment just was not up to par. He said, that's on us. That's on my team. He did not blame the sound company. So I watched him show leadership by taking ownership.
Good.
So he got my respect when I saw that. Now, I don't know how deep it goes, but I watch a man fall on the sword for everybody else.
That's huge, though, especially for Black brands. We have to, because there's a stereotype that Black brands are not professional. Quality is not as up to par as white counterparts or whatever.
It's only because of resources.
True.
I want to make sure that I emphasize that to the listening audience. The only reason why it seems like white ice is cold is because of proximity to resources.
Yeah,
I can show you this in one quick story, the Teddy Bridgewater story, right? Teddy Bridgewater is not on our topic, but Teddy Bridgewater is under suspension for providing for underprivileged kids that he coached that would not normally have gotten meals, rides, and all this other stuff out of his pocket. Now,
a lot of money too.
The year before he started coaching, I think they went 4 and whatever.
Sorry.
The year he coached, they went and won a state title. Why? Those kids had resources.
Yes.
Same kids.
He was buying them gear and everything. Yeah.
He was buying them gear. And what that does, that makes you feel good. They had rides, they had food, they had this. And so within a year, the only difference between those players and the last year players were access to resources.
Huge difference.
That's always the difference. So it does seem like that the stereotype is that our institutions or our businesses, they're not as up to par. The only reason they're not up to par is because of resources.
Yeah,
that's it.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
That also plays into just business acumen as well. Yep.
Business acumen. Yep. Yeah, and it definitely plays in business acumen, because every Black person that we know want to open up a restaurant, but nobody worked in a restaurant.
Yeah, right. They can cook.
Cook, and we can serve, but do not have the expertise in time to food and temperature to table. And so, because they never worked or never studied under the other organizations that can do it. We don't have expediters in the kitchens, right? When you go work at these big establishments, they got expediters that are in their kitchen that is watching time, temperature, and the time in which that food gets to the table, and it all gets there. You notice when your food comes, it all comes together.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Whereas in our establishment, your okra's gonna come, and then your cornbread. They'll be like, "Oh, wait, baby."
They do that sometimes too. Now, not all Black.
They do. Listen. I ain't put them on the pedestal,
right?
But I'm simply saying the difference in resources and business acumen, because our uncle and our aunt can cook. They never worked in a 5-star restaurant to learn how time and temperature, food to table, how important that is, and actually how to run the logistics of it.
Yeah.
So if you take them same aunt and uncle and put them in Chef Gordon Ramsay's kitchen for a year and come back and run their own business, because they've been exposed, they're going to run it much better.
Huge.
That's it. That's the only reason why our businesses suffer in terms of food.
Yeah. No, I agree with that 100%, bro.
Yeah. Now this is a vegan restaurant.
This dude here.
Let's move on. Texas floods. Really floods across.
Oh yeah. Boy, it's flooding right now near me somewhere. I know it. It just finished raining.
It's raining. I'm tired of this raining.
I thought I was about to lose power.
It's supposed to be about 2 or 3 weeks of it.
Crazy.
Rain.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
This
And
might be about the second week.
We still got 2 more weeks.
This seems like the second week right here.
Yeah, because it flooded last week. Last Sunday was the bad floods that hit Durham.
Absolutely. I didn't realize how close those flooding was around me, because where I am, it didn't flood, but the Eno River is right around here by me, and the neighborhoods behind me flooded.
Yeah. So Larry, you asked the question in the chat. You said who dropped the ball, or you said something about somebody dropping the ball. So it said recent flooding follows measures to mitigate flooding. So what went wrong? I just want to read this right here. In Texas. This is in Texas, though. It says flooding is nothing new to the Hill County region of Texas, where in 1987 heavy rains caused the Guadalupe River to swell and spill over, stranding more than 30 people who needed to be rescued, and killing 10 teens from the POT, Old Gold Christian Camp.
No, the Pot of Gold.
Pot of Gold. Oh, yeah. Pot of Gold. I said POT. Yeah, I know. Hey, y'all know I ain't graduated high school.
Hey man, you sound like Linda McMahon. Everyone's gonna get an
Pot of Gold. In the decades since local officials have sought public and private grants to prevent future flooding tragedies, according to reports, raising questions above how Friday's devastating storm surge along the Guadalupe took so many lives. Now, I read somewhere, I'm trying to find where it says something about some funding or some people got fired or something.
It's all of that. What you just said. It was a systemic breakdown in everything that you just said. So
no warning systems or delayed warning systems, because a lot of people got fired from NOAA, which is the North Oceanic Observation Association, right? Yeah. A lot of them got fired. FEMA, a lot of them lost funding. So it was a lot of quick response entities that got hit that could have caught this, or at least gave these people a chance. It's crazy, man. And even after this, like, there was some instances where Mexico from across the border was helping Texas counties, Texas cities, because they had empathy.
Right.
They saw people that was like right there that was being washed away, needed some help. So a lot of rescuers from Mexico came through and helped. And that was an issue. But that's a whole nother story right there.
Yeah, that was an issue, but it changed the hearts and minds of that county commissioner, whoever that guy was, who was they saved his family. It saved his family because nobody could get to his family. They were in the area. No one could get to him. And Claudia Sheinbaum, the president of Mexico, she sent those people in without permission. She saw a need, like you said, empathy, because unfortunately, everybody is not cut from the same cloth of the people that we know, right? So they came in, and that guy, he's internal. His views on immigrants have changed because they rescued his family. Yeah, his views have changed. As a matter of fact, he's almost like they can get a green card.
Yeah.
But it's again.
I hate that they even have to come down to that, but I feel what you're saying.
I hate that it come down to that, but they operated off of what we know what true empathy is. And my brother's in trouble, and I have the expertise to save him.
Right, exactly.
And so they did that. The funding. So the ball was dropped so many ways, is what Larry said. So many people from the National Weather Service. NOAA, they were remember Trump did these early retirement, firing a lot of these people, and one of the key people was one of these coordinators, and the coordinator is a person that's been sitting in that position for about 35 years.
That's what I read.
That's
what I read the other day. That's what I was trying to find.
Yeah, that person took the early payout from Trump, Doge, firing everybody. So they took the early payout. So they were already sitting at 20% vacancy. Then after this, the purge, they sit at a much higher in key critical positions. And that one position that they needed, which was the warning coordinator, that person was gone. It wasn't there. So when it was time, because he would work with the state and local municipalities to make sure that the warnings get out based off of the information that they have. And that person wasn't there.
Yeah,
So,
it says it said, I don't know if this is a guy, Tom, is that Fay? F-H-A-Y, Tom Fay, I'm gonna say Fay. The legislative director for the National Weather Service Employees Organization, a union that represents government employees, said the San Antonio Weather Forecasting Office did not have two spots,
yep.
two of his top positions filled. A permanent science officer, a role that conducts training and is in charge of implementing new technology, or warning coordination meteorologist who coordinates with the media and is the public face of the office. So I mean,
It's
you
that. So
can
you
really,
have that. You have those purging, firing people, just like they fire people to handle our nuclear. They're just firing people without even knowing the importance of the role that they play in our society. And our government tax money it should be for servicing us and protecting us. But when you fire and get rid of the protections of the people that are in these places that you don't see as important, then lives are going to be lost. The most pivotal thing that happened was the funding. Biden in 2021, through the Recovery Act, they had that the Kerr County had been asking for upgrades to their warning system.
Yeah.
Which total about $800 to $900 million. And they were asking for the funding from the state, and the state turned them down twice. Through the Recovery Act, not only did Biden give them enough money to cover it, but he gave them $10.2 million.
Mm-hmm.
The Republicans, just like anything else, considered it socialism.
Yeah.
And they said that it was devil money, in so many words, that because Biden is the devil. And they turned it down because what happens is it goes before the committee, and the citizens are at these meetings. And so the citizens, they vote based off of what the citizens say. So the citizens, there's videos of all these citizens rejecting the money. They were like, we don't want this money. This is from the Democrats. We don't want it. And it's X, the stuff they say, right?
Oh yeah.
And they rejected it. And it wasn't until somebody said, well, if y'all reject it, they're just going to repurpose that money into blue states. And that's when they said, oh no, you know what? We're going to take it. So they took the 10.2 million and repurposed it. Instead of upgrading their warning system like what it was for,
they
took $7 million and upgraded their police system, their whatever the system is that they have. And they also, in that 7 million, gave raises to police and firemen. And the other part of it, what they did was they bought an armored car and for their police agency. So they spent all that money on the police and the agencies, and they didn't do anything that it was for, because how dare the Democrats tell them what to do with the money that they were asking for?
Craziness.
And you tell me
shot themselves in the foot.
Well, because it's the country has become so tribal, and I think it's not one party that's responsible for what I'm about to say, but it is one party responsible for it. Republicans it's in their manuscript to hate anything Democrat, because Democrat means black. So that's what it means. So if it's something coming from a Democrat, that means they're getting something from somebody that's black or something that is taboo. And so they will reject the cure for cancer, even though they're dying of it. Because that's the vitriol in which they have for said group of people that's not identified as Democrat. We only vote Democrat, right?
Right.
I don't walk around saying I'm a Democrat.
I wanted you to explain why you said Democrat is black.
Listen to the language. Remember, I told you earlier about how they take words and they construct messaging. Well, if you listen to not the politicians, because they do dog whistle it, listen to these Republican people that are in these red states when they talk about Democrats, and listen to the language in which they use, and take that language and butt it up against the language you hear what they say about us and possibly Mexican as well. And when you see the messaging and which the way they describe, well, the Democrats and they ain't worth this and they all the stuff. Yeah. When you listen to what
the Democrats want a handout.
Yeah, Democrats want a hand. Right. Yeah. Who else they say want a handout?
Yeah. They don't work. Right? They're lazy. Yeah. They just want to help everybody.
Think about so their own message. And so you got to listen to them with a third ear. And so that's why I say they have taken that Democrat and it is code word for black. No different than DEI. It's code for black. And neither one of them is that. But in order to get the masses to turn the masses into asses, that's how they do it.
Shoot themselves in the foot, man. I always say is axes vote for better trees voting for better axes.
That's it, man. And the axe don't know the difference in any tree because it's gonna chop them all down. One thing about a Republican, if you listen to them, they'll burn down their own house just so a Democrat can choke on the smoke.
Stop it, man. Stop it. They wouldn't do that.
This, they lost over 30 little white girls at a Christian camp. And the council I heard about that. And all of that. And you think that's going to move them to them? To them, it's the consequences of the war. Because if they didn't change their stance on what happened in Uvalde, if they didn't change their stance on what happened in Sandy Hook, this is just
the NRA, all that.
Yeah, because you got to think about it. They have Christian values, and you have a group of Christian people that are in this camp that died.
Yeah,
and nobody's taking accountability for it because to them, it's just casualties of this war, and it's a shame.
It's all about power and control with them.
It's a shame because that's who they are. Let me tell you, because they're sinister, they're evil, and they hide behind Christianity and they have no Christian morals in them whatsoever. Today, they're burning 500 metric tons of food, of aid food. They're burning it today because it expired today. This food was because of because of the USAID program. Remember how they cut that off?
Yeah.
Well, because we supply a lot of countries that are suffering from different things. So this food was slated to go to Pakistan and Afghanistan. It was for the children. It'll feed 1.5 million kids for a week.
Yeah.
So instead of sending that food, these decide that they're gonna burn it.
Hey, let's move on. I see smoke coming from your head, man.
I'm just saying, man. I mean, just think about it, man. It's just evil people, man.
We got 3 more years.
They talk about they Christians.
It comes down to it, though, as far as moving back to our initial point, the flooding and who dropped the ball and stuff. I mean, there's still, like I think I read a report, like the governor, he wasn't even in the state at the time. He was vacationing somewhere in Europe.
He always, who you talking about? Not the governor.
Trump was playing golf and didn't, no state of emergency, none of that. You know what I'm saying? None of that. But you have to be very careful about that stuff, man, because a lot of people lost their lives in an incident that could have been prevented or given them a chance.
It could have given them a chance.
Yeah. Well, condolences to the people
they got a warning. I think an hour before the waters was coming. I think that's the earliest warning they got. Man. So they were trying to scurry to get those kids out of those camps.
Hey, people don't underestimate flash flooding. There's a reason why they call it flash flooding.
Well, luckily here in North Carolina,
quick.
I didn't hear of too many deaths or any deaths in North Carolina, but we did get a lot of flooding. I'm glad that people was okay. May have lost some homes or businesses, but glad everybody's all right. All right.
Like I said, the irony of the Guadalupe River swallowing up their young like that is you can't write a script on that.
Yeah, it's sad.
Considering what's going on, they separate, taking people, they're going in schools, getting these kids out of schools, and people that are here needing medical care, they sending them out anywhere. And it is the irony of the Guadalupe River, right?
Yeah. I agree.
So let's talk about we're gonna talk about this Jeffrey Epstein list. I don't know what
list.
There's a petition. Well, not a petition. What you want to call it? A commercial? What list? The Epstein list. What? If the list does come out, what would it do for us? Why do we need to know?
I don't think. Listen, if the list came out right now, nothing will change. The MAGA Republicans are still going to support Trump. Black people are still going to be doing boots on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And the only difference is us three are going to just talk about it, and then we're going to move on. Because what will we learn from that we don't already know?
Yeah, I think, okay, I'll put it this way. What the majority of people want truth, like real truth, like concrete truth. Like y'all said you were going to deliver, then deliver. Tell us what we want to know, what we want. Tell us what we already know to be true. And I think this is where a lot of MAGA people have gotten mad at Trump too, because they were like, "Hey, you said you was going to release this list. Why you ain't releasing the list?" Because they already know what's up. The consensus is that
I wouldn't give them that much credit, Larry, but go ahead.
You're right.
Too much credit.
Both parties are on the list. Let's put it that way. That's the consensus, right?
Oh,
that's
Larry,
why nobody's releasing the list. That's why when Biden was in office, he didn't release the list. Now Trump is in office, he's not releasing the list. So apparently there's a combination on both sides on the list.
Right. It says and I was reading, it says Jeffrey Epstein did not maintain a client list.
But look at who
Department acknowledged
the
Monday.
investigation, man. The FBI, like
right.
Trump has his people in the FBI. The FBI investigated.
It's all his sycophants. Yeah, it's all of them. And
bro,
but they're at odds with each other. The girls are fighting. I mean, they're fighting. You have a lot of these MAGA people, the Lori Loom, all of them, they're fighting because they're like, no, you promised that you would do this.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they're smart enough to know that he's probably on that flight manifest. Because
of course, look at all the video evidence of Trump and Epstein hanging out. Like, it's so much evidence.
So you asked the question, Leon and Larry, we've talked about what's going to change.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I say. What's going to change?
Nothing's going to change. Let me tell you why. Because Black people are smart enough to surmise the whole book to know the story. What do I mean? Well, I don't know if Trump is a pedophile or that he participated in any actions or anything with Jeffrey Epstein. I can only surmise that he looked at a 10-year-old and said, hey, perhaps I'll be dating her in 10 years. I don't know if he is someone who looks at young girls. I can only surmise that during his USA pageantry, he wanted cameras in there and he wanted to always walk in there and see those girls in backstage. So I can't say that. So I can't surmise that he is engaging in that behavior. When they asked his daughter, what do they have in common? She said golf and real estate. And they asked him, he said, well, I was going to say sex. I can't say that he is into any pedophilia. But what I do know is for 25 years, there's videos and there's pictures of him hanging with Epstein.
Mm-hmm.
I also can't say that he is involved in any of this stuff. But I know Jeffrey Epstein said Trump is his favorite, is his best friend.
His best friend, yeah.
So one would be led to believe, I don't need to see the list.
So why don't you think well, Larry, you touched on it a little bit. Why do you think Biden didn't release it then if he was so much?
Some of his people probably, him and some of his people probably on that list.
I doubt Biden's on there, but Horn Dog Clinton probably on there.
I think he was.
Yeah.
But I don't think. I ain't gonna say I don't think. I ain't gonna say that. Go ahead.
I think the worst part that really is aggravating everybody is the fact that, and how the young kids say it, they playing in our faces, because Trump's whole setup was, hey, we got the list. They had binders and stuff of the list. The list was apparently sitting on what was the lead investigator's desk that she needed to go through it.
On Pam Blondy's desk. She bragged about it. She said,
Pam Blondy. Yeah.
On my desk.
And that's the part, whether there is a list or there isn't a list, the fact that there was a story that was like, yes, we physically have the list. Now all of a sudden there wasn't a list. I think that's more of the problem. That has become more of the problem than the list itself. Because it's like, y'all really playing us. You know,
and I think a lot of those MAGAs are waking up to that, and also the video. They want to see the video of Epstein killing himself, and you can see him alive, and then you see him dead, and the video footage was spliced. And they asked, "What happened to that minute of footage?" They was like, "Oh, it wasn't. Don't worry about that. That was
yeah.
It's like playing in people's face. Like
it's nothing. It's nothing. That's the
it's nothing. Part. Well, why was it edited?
Yeah.
It's nothing. Okay,
I guess the good thing about the list would be if certain people were messing with young girls and little girls. I think they need to be outed. I think that would be a good thing, but I don't know if everybody like KB just said. I don't know if everybody. Well, he kind of alluded to Trump doing some things, or maybe, but I don't think everybody.
Big players. Too many big players on the list. I think it's too many big names on the list, bro. I think that's what it is.
Let me ask y'all something. Charles Barkley is one of Michael Jordan's favorite best friends.
Okay.
Aside from playing basketball, when they hang out, everybody knows Michael Jordan does what?
Gamble.
Play golf.
He gamble.
Smoke cigars.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I can only surmise that if I'm around Charles Barkley, who is friends with him, he probably does those things because that's what they do.
Yeah.
So you saying everybody on the list?
I am saying that pick up what I'm putting down.
Yeah, but it ain't coming out.
No, it ain't gonna come out, man.
Hey, but I got one thing to say though. Make sure you go to impelfordmerch.com. That's impelfordmerch.com. All things Impel Ford merch. I'm still running a big sale, trying to get rid of everything. Impelfordmerch.com. Everything must go. Everything must go. impelfordmerch.com. impelfordmerch.com.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. But yeah, man, it's a lot going on in the world today, man. Hey, look,
bro, we just almost at war.
Yeah.
Last month.
Yeah.
We just like, and then that's what going on with that? That done got swept under the rug, disappeared. We ain't at war no more. We at war, like.
Well, it is. No. It's not over. I mean, Trump is threatening. He's threatening Putin now. He's telling him he's giving him 50 days to come up with a peace deal, and he says he's got 50 days. And I'm like, okay, so if everybody else know that you're Taco Trump always chicken out, then what do you think somebody that's that ran the KGB? It's laughable, man, on his face, man. It's just laughable. Everything is laughable. The tariffs are on, then they back off. And then Scott Bessent and Trump are talking about in these 90 days, they're going to do 90 deals in 90 days, except they fell short by 88 deals because they only did 2. I mean, bro, it's a joke, man.
Country need a break right now.
Hey, sing your song, Donald Trump. What'd you say? What'd you say, Donald Trump?
That's good, man. Don't let me mess with them people, man.
Donald Trump.
Oh my God, it's crazy.
Yeah,
that's funny, man.
And one thing I want to reiterate: there's 2 things. Well, I think we talked about one thing. Anyway. It's 2 things that's not going anywhere. There's AI and cryptocurrency.
I agree.
You that are listening, I say get involved in both. Make sure you learn both, even stock investing. I'm gonna say stocks for Larry. Just
learn get in there.
Crypto, but make sure you get into some investing. Start learning, keep learning, ask questions, read up on it.
Yeah,
I hate that I got started so late, but
and don't do like me.
Don't do like KP.
Don't ignore this wave of AI because a lot of smart people are saying that the Black community definitely need to get very versed in this open AI or learning the ins and outs, the chats, the bots, and all that. Because for the first time in history, this particular thing is something that knows no race. So if you master it and you know it, then you can change your generation of wealth from here on out because it knows no race. It only knows what you tell it. Right. And so when you get in it, you learn it and you come master it, then you could use it to whatever avenue you choose to go, because it knows no race at this point. It's not subjugated just to Italians or white people or Asians, or it's not. It's for the world. And so don't do like me with crypto. Get in it, learn how you can be an advocate for it, or how you can use it to make the next invention that's going to make the world a better place.
And they said the same thing about crypto too. Like
they did not say about crypto.
They did about us being late to get into it and getting into
We're already late.
No, I'm talking about before. I'm talking about before it got to this point.
They did because I was born. I was born.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they said we can. This is
who
something
was
we got
that
to jump on.
Started Bitcoin. Was it the Winklevoss brothers that the early investors, the twins?
I can't remember who.
I cannot remember.
They was friends with Zuckerberg, I think.
I don't know.
Oh no, they did Facebook, and they sued him.
Yeah, they also invested. They got the money from Facebook and invested in the Bitcoin. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think I remember something like that, Larry. I think you're right,
crazy, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember. But yeah, make sure y'all make sure y'all hey, get into it and invest. I was watching an interview with Mark Cuban, and the lady asked him, what would you tell a 16-year-old and an 18-year-old? First thing he said is learn AI as much as you can. As much as you can. You know, he said that's what he would, if he was 16, that's what he would do. He said you put him, she said if he had only $1,000 and something else, a phone or something, he said that's all he would need. He said he wouldn't need no money. Just he'll learn AI and he'll make it.
There it is. Go back to that.
I mean, I hear it, man.
Yeah. So it's a lot of stuff you can do with it.
Yeah, soon AI just gonna be programming itself. We won't slow down.
Yeah. Well, that's a wrap. There you have it for another episode of the Impel Forward Podcast. Remember, seize the opportunity to grasp your dreams.
Peace.